Midnight Soul Serum.
Hey, welcome back to Midnight Soul Serum. I'm your host, Mac Black. We're doing today's episode from a moving vehicle, so just kind of bear with me and then try to get this episode out. So, uh, first and foremost, if you have anything that you want to send, submit photos, videos, audio files, you can reach us at midnightsoulserum@gmail.com. You can send us a friend request on Facebook, Midnight Soul as one word, space serum. And then, of course, here we are on YouTube, Midnight Soul Serum. So, kind of what I wanted to talk about today was this near death experiences, afterlife, things along those lines. I've always been curious about it. I had a surgery once, and they never said anything to my mom or my wife at the time, but there were two episodes where it was coded red, whatever. I don't remember anything about it. So, but it's always intrigued me. So, even I think it just basically intrigues any human on a basic level. Like in Prince's song, Let's Go Crazy. It's like, if you listen to the words of that song, there's a part where he says, but I'm here to tell you there's something else. And you just, it's just a belief that this isn't the end of things, And I'm not going to get into the different religious beliefs of that, that's everybody's personal deal. But you have to understand energy. The human body is made up of energy. Everything around you is made up of energy. Energy cannot be destroyed. It can only be created and transferred. So that would mean upon your time of death, your energy, your soul, what makes you, whatever words you find comfort with in calling it, that energy is transferred somewhere else. So we're coming up on 2 years since, not yet, but we're getting close. I had a very good friend of mine. His name is Black Jesus. And before we go any further, Black Jesus became his nickname because these were back in the days of Hotmail when it first came out. Everything he tried with his name, with different numbers, his birthday, nothing would stick except for Black Jesus. And he spelled it BLAKGESUS. So that just, when he would email people, it just became his nickname and it stuck. So I came across this fellow in 2006. We became really good friends. He became like a big brother to me, a mentor. He guided me through my Masonic travels. He took some Masonic steps with me. Just, we were even in two different motorcycle clubs together. It's just the type of bond we had, and it really hurt when he moved on. It was very sudden, very unexpected, and it's just like that person you have to turn to is no longer here. So, that's, I think everybody has experienced that. But that's why I wanted to talk about this. So, I've talked to you before about, this thing of dream states, dreams being a different reality, being a different dimension, all of that. So, since he has been gone, he has continually come to me to encourage me, teach me, comfort me, chastise me, just be outright ornery with me sometimes. One of the dreams in particular, we were together and we were in a situation to where a guy put a gun to my head, pulled the trigger, and in the dream I died. Now we all know the myth that if you dream while you sleep, if you die while you sleep in your dream, you're gonna die and not wake up. We've all heard that. That's not true. So basically, this guy kills me, and I'm looking at my body, but I'm still able to see and talk to Black Jesus. And he puts his arm on my shoulder and he says, now you see, you need to show this. I needed to show you this. I need you to understand this, that this isn't the end. He said nothing stops. He said it's all a continual. He said, so, you don't need to fear dying. It's another phase. It's just another part of the ongoing cycle. You know, he's come and cracked jokes with me before. His favorite word is heifer. That's his favorite word. He ain't call anybody a heifer. But like, we've gone fishing in my dreams and we've talked about things, and he's just like, knowing some of the illnesses he had, when he talks to me and he comes and he visits me, he has none of those issues. He doesn't have his stomach issues, any of it. Like, he's always smiling. He's always happy, and he doesn't regret the experience he had in this dimension, But he'll come to me like, I don't know, sometimes maybe I'm stressing, but he'll come to me and he'll be like, what are you worried about all this for? What are you worried about all this for? He was like, this is me. It's all just a phase. He said, in your next phase, depending on what you do, it doesn't matter. He is a very religious individual, but he lived his full life to the max. Very religious, but didn't get hung up on, he didn't let religion get him hung up on not living life. And that's probably the nicest way I can say it. He lived his life to the max. So, he's not my only example of that makes me question these other realities and dimensions that we go through while we sleep. My ex-wife's grandmother passed away. At the time, we were already divorced. She had been gone for a couple of months, and I have this dream, and she's under this nice big full tree. It's nice. It's sunny, the white clouds, the flowers, and she asked me to come over, sit down, and she says, I want to talk to you. And I'm I was raised Southern military and proper, so I'm like, yes, ma'am. And she's telling me that she wants me to get word back to her daughter, my ex-mother-in-law, to let her know that she's okay. And I talked to her. She's smiling. She makes me laugh a little bit. Just telling me she's really enjoying where she is. She never said the word heaven. She never said anywhere. She just said that the place that she was, she said, where I'm at right now, I really enjoy it. I'm happy. So, I didn't do it immediately the next day because, hey, I'll be honest, our divorce wasn't on the best of terms. It just wasn't. And so, it took me a couple days. I reached out and I got in contact with my ex-mother-in-law and I said, hey, I don't know quite how to tell you this. I said, but, your mother wants me to let you know that she's okay. And so she asked me, she said, well, can you tell me what she had on? And so I described the dress, the color of it, the flowers, everything. And she just starts crying. And she tells me, she says, yes. She said, that's the dress we had her buried in. That was her favorite dress. And she said, and I know there's no way you could have known that. The wedding was states away. This was before they started doing the live viewing at funerals and stuff. Like, this was a ways back, and when I say a ways back, I'm like, you know, people weren't live streaming funerals back then. So, it was just this long pause, and then she continues to thank me and express to me that, she's like, I don't think you understand how much this means to me. I have not been able to see her, feel her, or communicate with her. And she said, but I know that you do have that ability. She said, I remember when you saw our son that had passed on, and he played a joke on you in his room. Yeah, that was a whole other thing. But, and it just kind of lets you know that these people that are so important to us in our lives, when they transition on, we're stuck here in mourning and weeping and sad, and meanwhile they've moved on to another place to where they're perfectly fine, healthy, and happy. Do I believe they come back and visit and give us signs? Most definitely. But I also believe that they don't communicate with the ones who can't handle it, understand it, or receive it. There's times that after my grandmother passed on, I've never really talked to her in a dream state, but I'll get a sense of her presence. I'll smell her snuff. And if you don't know what snuff is, I'm not going to go into that whole thing for you. You're just going to have to Google it and trust me. And so, we would just, it'd be in times of doubt or worry or, even sadness. It's like just out of the clear blue, it would be the strongest smell of her snuff. And I remember that as a kid. I remember that smell. And it would just be, it would let me know things would be okay, One of my other ex-wives, her father passed away at a young age. And, we're sitting there one day, and she comes in, and she's visibly upset. And she says, I know I told you that was my father's favorite cologne. She was like, why would you buy that? Why would, that triggers memories for me that he's gone, that, we lost him, this, and this. And I said, what are you talking about? She said, the Old Spice. And I said, there's no Old Spice in this house. And so she searched, we went through everything. I finally convinced her that, no, nobody's playing a trick on you. And I said, whatever you're going through, he's around you. That's his smell. And it completely broke her down, because over all the years he'd been gone, that was the first time she smelled or sensed him being around her. And, I think people just have to understand and open their minds to these things, that there's, that they think that sometimes people pass away if you don't hear a sign or hear from them or communicate. It's just the finality of it all. And, it's just like people say there's no such thing as the past or the future, that man has this imaginary timeline when all things run along the same timeline. They're all happening all at once, just in different realities and dimensions. It's like I've often said that I think that people who have escaped death or have had incidents, even when I was in the military, our plane had an incident that I can't describe how we didn't all just crash and die. But then, as I got older and started understanding things, in that reality, we may have died. This may be a different reality. It may be a different dimension on where, in this one, my energy jumped and this is where I am. And that's why things don't make sense. That's why when people say, oh, so-and-so passed away, and you're like, that dude passed away like 12 years ago already. What do you mean he just passed away? Or like the whole fruit of the loom argument, are like these products that we will remember them one way in this timeline, but now that we've changed timelines and realities, we're calling it the Mandela effect. And then people want to blame the CERN collider for a lot of things, which, hey, I haven't done enough research on that, but it could be. Things change. And if you haven't noticed it, go back and watch one of your favorite movies of all time that you know word for word. And I guarantee you, if that movie's over 20 years old, you'll hear a line and you're going to stop and be like, that's not how that goes. Even songs. I'm like, that's not how that goes. That's not what they said. And it makes you seem like you're crazy. But you're not crazy. That's just, that's just how it came to be. You're no longer where you were. Who knows how many times you jumped timelines. That's just a whole thing. I joined this near-death experience group on Facebook, and some of the things I read and some of the things that people see, it's like more and more there seems to be this growing theory in these people that have experienced that say you have a choice. You can either come back into this cycle in this earth and be here, or you can go out into the universe and go to where you originally started from, or pick somewhere new. And it all depends on, if you turn around and look, or if you just continue out into the universe. I would try to find a couple of those videos and post it on the Facebook page, maybe on the YouTube page too, because when you hear them talk about this, you're just like, it goes against what we were taught as kids. It's this or that, and there's this whole other universe that's out there. It's like, for all we know, the extraterrestrials or aliens and ships that we see is somebody that went out there in the universe to somewhere else, and they just happen to keep their conscious memory of Earth. We don't know. It's always good coming on here, just getting to talk to everybody. I've got a couple of things I need to get out, but I've got some family that's been with me for summer vacation out here on the island. Just enjoying the beach and just enjoying life, and I think people should do that. For me, I don't know. I feel like I have always been near a beach. That's why when I would go to Florida, Mexico, any place that had like beaches and palm trees, I always felt more at home there than where I did live. And finally it just got so strong to the point to where I couldn't fight it anymore, and so here I am, and loving every minute of it, feeling at home, feeling like this is where I should have been all along. I think I'm up to like a whole 20 subscribers. I truly appreciate the support. I do have the design done for the t-shirts, mugs, etc. I just got to start getting those out. I'm probably gonna do a few promotional things just to get the podcast out there. So, you can message me. You can give me a shirt size. You can give me, like, if you want a coffee mug. I'm gonna get a few things out just to get the name out there. There's probably no chance at all that he'll hear this, but I'm gonna say it anyways. I have always wanted to go on one of the crazy deals with Josh Gates. He does he did the Destination Truth. He did the Expedition X, Expedition Unknowns. Like, I don't want to go to the places that are like I won't say I don't want to go to the historic places, but I want to go to do the things like the cryptids, the ghosts, the dog men, the zombies, stuff like that. So if any of you find a way to get it to Josh Gates, hey, let him know. I'm ready. Let's do this. He ain't had nobody on the show with dreads anyways, so I might as well go. But again, I just want to thank everybody for supporting, listening, encouraging, um, and just trying to keep me going, keep me motivated. Again, you can reach out to us on Gmail, midnightsoulserum@gmail.com, Facebook, Midnight Soul Space Serum, and we're always here on the YouTube channel. Once again, I'm Mac Black, and I appreciate you. Thanks for being here.
Midnight Soul Serum.